Hey y'all, we need the facts about what happened in Kerr County. The information just isn't adding up. So I'm going to lay out the timeline of events, not solely based on when the local officials told us when alerts came out, but based on the best research of what we can actually figure out about what happened on the ground. Research from hydrologists, meteorologists, investigative reporting, trying to figure out what officials knew, when they knew it, and did alerts actually get out. At 4:14 a.m., the National Weather Service issued a flood warning for Kerr County. The way the system is designed, that warning should have gone out immediately, not just to local officials, but directly to every phone in the danger zone using the federal IPAWS system run by FEMA. But here's the problem. After checking every survivor story, news report, Reddit thread, social platform, I found zero evidence of anyone in Kerr County actually receiving that 1:14 a.m. alert on their phone. This is why your local stories are so important. We're not trying to cast blame aimlessly. We're just trying to figure out if these systems actually worked. Even more troubling, there is no public log, no technical confirmation, no official statement from FEMA or any of the cell carriers showing that this specific alert from 1:14 a.m. was ever transmitted or received by phones in the area. We know that the alert issued from the National Weather Service should have been broadcast, but now there's a critical gap. No proof the warning actually made it to the public. And even if we assumed that alert went out the proper way and people got it on their phones, that's not the end of the warning system. Between 1:14 and 3:30 a.m., the most critical window for saving lives, there's also zero evidence of proactive outreach from officials in Kerr County. No reverse 911 calls, no door-to-door knocking, no neighborhood-level evacuation orders, no sirens, no urgent social media alerts until 5:16 a.m. Local leaders have already openly admitted that they didn't understand how dangerous the situation was until homes were already flooded and people were calling for help. So, looking at the river data and survivor accounts, it shows that the water started rising fast by 2:15 or 2:30 a.m. at Camp Mystic and Hunt. By 3 a.m., those areas were already seeing severe life-threatening floods. But the strongest get out now alert, the flash flood emergency, didn't come out until after 4 a.m. By which for many people, that was too late. By the way, this disaster just didn't come from one missed warning. It was the result and outcome of years of budgetary decisions that left public safety hanging by a thread. One of the clearest examples, the local National Weather Service office was missing its warning coordination meteorologist, a key position that has been vacant since April after rounds of DOGE cuts. This is a specialist position whose job is to make sure warnings don't just go out, but they're loud, they're clear, and unmistakably urgent, written in a way that regular people can't ignore. Here, in this area of Kerr County, if you just got a flood watch, if you just got a flood warning, you might blow it off. You needed to hear, hey, your life is in imminent danger, move to higher ground now. And that type of alert didn't come till after 4 o'clock. Without that leadership, the first warning was routine and technical, not plain or urgent. Even if we had reached everyone's phones, the language didn't say your life is in danger now. There's no reason clear guidance shouldn't have cut through the confusion that night. And as I mentioned before, the backup systems should have covered the gaps. But chronic underfunding and chronic cost cutting means these layers of safety just weren't there when people needed them most. It all adds up. When every link in the chain has been weakened by years of cuts, the system can't hold under the pressure. So I've reached out to the Kerr County clerk to try to get clear evidence that the 1:14 a.m. alert actually went out to the public. This is, again, not just a paperwork issue. If this didn't happen, this failure cost people's lives. In a flash flood emergency, every 15 minutes matters. There's still so much more we need to dig into. Who made the decision not to upgrade these weather systems? Why did they make that decision? Why were officials in Kerr County so slow to respond to the alerts from the National Weather Service? And does FEMA hold any responsibility for not logging and making sure those alerts came out that night? Because when over 160 people are still missing, things didn't go according to plan.